Oh, great shot. Oh, sorry. Just one moment. That's good. And strawberries, anyone? I'll save it for after the vlog. Yes, welcome to daveac, and this is my vlog 153 for Friday, the 24th of June, 2011. I've got Wimbledon on. Well, in actual fact, I haven't, because it's just stopped for rain, and I think they're going to wait for the roof to come over on the centre court. So we will be tasting the wine later, although I just had a little sneak peek with my strawberries. Okay, it's Torchwood Tech, tennis, strawberries and wine. And let's start. Well, let's start first of all with Doctor Who news. I always like to start about that. I must send out congratulations to Mr. Lewis Trapani, Ken Deep and James Norton, because the 250th episode of Doctor Who Podshock is now out on the feeds. And it's one of their live shows. It was a live show I helped out Lewis with because it was done on Torchwood, and it was a review of Series 6, Part A, the 7 stories we've had already this year and how fast they went. And Lewis wanted to do a review session, and that is now, as I say, up on the feeds. Well, the Colton Collective have been busy. We haven't done a review of the 7 episodes, but we may still consider doing one as one of our studio shows. But the Sunday that's just gone, we did our episode 104, and that was Space Empires and Space Operas. And indeed, we went 2.5 hours on that topic, and it seemed to be very well received. I've had probably, well, both Ian and myself have had more feedback on that episode than almost all the ones going way back to the Rachel Bloom one we had, the one about her YouTube hit. But anyway, thank you very much for those people who gave us what was very much positive feedback on that episode. And even Graham Sheridan said, unfortunately he couldn't make it. He said, perhaps as well, the show would have run 4 hours because we were talking about many of the things that he likes. Well, hopefully this coming Sunday, we'll be talking about many things that Graham and many other people like. We will be talking about immortality. Yes, and we will slightly broaden this out. We're looking mainly at science fiction and fantasy stories where the theme of immortality or the main character has either been seeking or has some longevity within the story. And alongside that, we may also be talking about people who are immortal in a sense that they cannot easily be killed, or they self-repair or whatever. So we're not talking about just the extremes of immortality to the end of the universe, but you know, the long habit of living and immortals, everything from Highlander through to the face of Bo. So lots of things to talk about. And I should just say, by the way, that on the middle of the week, we also put out the second of our commentaries on Sherlock Series 1, and it was about episode 2, The Blind Banker. So that also is up on the feeds. Go to cultdom.com, go to the Torchwood page 54821, or indeed download it from iTunes. And as I say, immortality this Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Torchwood ID 54821. Okay, there's a little bit of news about Torchwood. Torchwood, as you know, is going to be called Torchwood Miracle Day. There's going to be 10 episodes of it, and it's starting off on the Space Channel in Canada and America. And in actual fact, one of the news, and I think this news was brought by Radio Free Scaro guys, that the Space Channel from the 6th of July will be going high definition, just in time for Torchwood airing, I think, on the 8th. It's either the 8th or 9th, but I think it's the 8th of July over there. And in the UK, the date has not been set yet, possibly 1 week later, but we still don't know for certain. So that's Torchwood Miracle Day coming to our screens. Okay, let me just see if I've got any little pieces of written down before I get to the exciting stuff and my strawberries and my wine. Just to say that Firefox 5 is now out of beta. So if you go to Firefox, if you've got Firefox 4, you can now download Firefox 5 and not be using beta software. So take a look at that. And well, I think that's about it really. Oh yes, there's one more thing. If you're in the UK and like me, you are interested in the tennis, on the BBC Internet blog, there's a link to a new high-definition streaming service that they're beta trialling. And if you put in Wimbledon HD, HTTP streaming trial, and that's on the BBC Internet blogs, and it looks extremely good indeed. It will show you the streaming of your broadband on a basis of level 1 all the way up to HD. And just to give you some idea of what speed you need, if you're streaming at level 3, it's streaming at just under 1 megabyte a second. If you're streaming it at high resolution, well, almost highest resolution at 5, that's just over 2 megabytes a second. And the high definition stream is at 3,163, so just over 3 megabits per second, and the picture quality looks very good indeed. Okay, I think that's enough of all that, because basically I've been having a great time here in the UK watching Wimbledon. Oh, hang on a minute, did I say there was some tech? Well, there is. You're looking at me now on this. Woohoo! No, you can't see it. It's too blooming big. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a new monitor. Even the box is too big. And it is, oh, move it that way, David, a Samsung cutting edge, energy saving, LED backlit, LCD 23-inch, 1920 by 1080 size screen, and it's a whopper. Very pleased with it. What happened, I've not bought myself a new monitor for about 5 years. The last monitor I was using here was a 19-inch one that packed in just over a week ago, and I was using another monitor that I'd been given by my cousin, a 17-inch one. But it's it's the the 5:4 aspect shape, and really it itself is already 4 years on. So without really being able to afford it, I've treated myself to a widescreen Samsung LED backlit monitor. As I say, 1920 by 1080. I don't know why I'm so excited. My son's had one like this for about 2 years, and it really looks the business. So I'm very, very pleased with it. Checked with my mate Ian, the Sixth Doctor, and it's not that much dearer than it would have been if I'd bought it in the States. Probably cost me an extra $50 here in the UK, because at the moment we have an extra VAT tax, 20% on all things that we buy. So that bumps the price up somewhat. If you want to know, it was just under 180 UK pounds. That is about $265, $270 maybe. And that was because it was reduced. But I'm very pleased with it, and let's go. I'm wittering, I'm waffling, I'm excited, you can tell. Well, I'm also excited because I've been having a really good fortnight watching all the tennis. At the moment, they're showing a replay, and I tell you what, we'll risk moving the camera so you can see the new monitor, and you can see what I'm watching. So let's hopefully very carefully. So there it is, look at that. Isn't that a whopper? And over here, I'm watching the that's there's Songa match from earlier. So I've got that while I'm doing that. And let's put the camera back very carefully. And one more thing to just apologise for is I said this week I'd be doing about Planet of the Spiders. Well, it's arrived, but it's still shrink wrapped, as you can see. I haven't had a go at looking at it yet. So promises with this big tech this week. I'll talk about this Doctor Who DVD next week. Well, here I am, still waiting to get to my strawberries and cream a la Wimbledon. And I thought I'd have a change. I very rarely drink wine that isn't a red wine. This is, of course, a rosé. And let's see if we can get some text on there in focus. It's got to do it. It's got to do it. Freeze frame. Now, I'm not sure how I pronounce that. I'm going to pronounce it Nirvana, but it's not. It's Advada. Garanache, is that? Rosé. It's from Spain. It's just 12.5%, which is quite modest for me. I've had it in the fridge, so it's nice and chilled. It's not a sparkling rosé, but it does have a little bit of a sparkle. And I'm using my little virgin wine glass here. It just has a slight effervescence to it. And I've had a couple of strawberries before I started, so let's have a little sip. And what do I taste? I taste strawberries. That's very nice. This is a slightly medium sweet one. So I know some red wines, red roses you can get, can be quite dry. This is a medium sweet rosé. It was from Tesco's. I bought it with another wine which said 2 for £10, but normally this is £6.99. That's £7. So it's a £7 wine. Bought for £5, so that's $8. And I'm still not sure how to pronounce that name, but there it is for you to see. And well, it's going beautifully with my rosé. And you know what? I think we might have a shorter than usual episode today. I've got a little bit more setting up to tweak the controls of this new monitor. I'm hoping the rain delay will be over in a minute and we'll get back to the Nadal match that's on at the moment. Sadly, well, I won't give any results, but there was one of the English girls that dropped out just earlier today. And I think I've still got the Andy Murray match to come later on as well. So let me toast your health. And my mate Steve, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Steve, if you watch this. And we'll catch you next week. Cheers, all. You know, that's not that bad. Bye, all.